Good morning. Hello. I'm gonna wait and see if some peeps are going to pop on here. Tag your team members. Let your people know that I'm on here. Say hey to me. Let me know if you're watching the replay. And let me just go ahead and say this. If you're one of those people who are going to send me a nasty message because I'm doing a video while I'm driving, just go ahead and not watch. And I say that with all the love in my heart, but I'm not holding my phone. I am not looking at the camera. And this is no different than talking to a passenger in your car. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Anyways, so I wanted to come on here and chat with you guys about Cincy sponsoring on this Sunday. So if you have been living under a rock, then you might not know that there is a $20 join special this month. But there is, and you guys need to be utilizing that to the best of your advantage. Okay? So I am coming on here to chat with you guys about the post that I did yesterday. And the whole reason why I did that post was because I was listening to a podcast and it really hit home with me. Now, I've really been trying to take a step back from the way that I approach sponsoring conversations when it comes to like changing their life and things like that, because I realized that I was speaking to people, or I was speaking about it in a way that a lot of people don't believe that they can do. For what I mean by that is, a lot of people, when they first join Cincy, they never have it in their mind that they can really change their life. They never have it in their mind that they can really go on a free trip, right? And so I really needed to be very intentional with the pain point that I was talking to these people about. Okay? So yesterday, my post asked you guys to name anything and everything that Cincy has given you that was free or that was less than $100. And the reason why I asked you to do that is because those things that you have named, those are the things that people that are watching, those are the types of things that would be life-changing to these people who are watching us that have not joined, okay? Because when we talk about earning free trips, I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. That would be very unfortunate if you couldn't. When we're talking about free trips, when we're talking about quitting your job, a lot of people can't relate to that. And that's where, so Sharice, well, she's not going to be able to hear me anyway. Okay, good. So glad you guys can hear me. Sorry, that was distracting. Okay, my phone's been acting crazy, and I'm actually trying to get my husband to get me a new phone. Business write-off. Anyways, okay, so, distraction. Yesterday, I asked you to post to me about those things. So I want you to ask yourself, have you been posting? Have you been reaching out? Have you been talking about those things that you listed yesterday under that post? Be honest with yourself. Because that is what people can relate to. People can relate to getting their nails done with extra money. People can relate to paying their grocery bill. People can relate to things like that. But when we are talking about things that are more than that, people have a really hard time relating to that. Okay, so I want you to ask yourself if you've been posting about that. Have you been posting about the friendships that you've made? Have you been posting about the confidence that it's given you? Have you been posting about the support that you get so that you're never alone? Have you been posting about hosting your own parties? So I want you to really think about if you've been doing that consistently. And when I say consistently, I don't mean once. I don't mean twice. I don't mean 3 times. Consistency is going to compound. And you have to continuously be spreading that joy and be letting people know those things that Scentsy has done for you. If Scentsy paid for you to go get dinner out instead of cooking at home, you need to share that. And if you're not sharing that, you're being selfish. If you're not sharing that Scentsy filled up your gas tank, you're being selfish. If you're not sharing that you've met some of the best friends that you can't imagine, and it makes me really emotional because all of my legit ride or die friends I've met through Scentsy. And I would not have them if it weren't for this company. And I get emotional because my friends know some of the hard times that I've been going through right now. And they've been there to pick me up. And the other people that are in my life that are my friends, and I'm not saying that they're not my friends, but they don't know about those things. Not because they don't care, but because they don't check in on me the way that these people do. And so I want you guys to realize that every time you're not sharing even the little things that Scentsy is doing for you, you are being selfish. Because this is a blessing that can absolutely change someone's life, or let them have extra money so that they can go and get their nails done, do anything that they want to do, or have something for themselves. And that's something that I really want you guys to get in the habit of doing, because those things are what is going to really catch people's attention. Because I'm going to be honest, a lot of people aren't paying attention to my posts about free trips. A lot of people aren't paying attention to my posts about retiring or whatever, just because they don't feel like that could ever be them, or they feel like it's so far away for them that that they could never reach that. So I want you to realize that, okay? Now, the podcast, and I want you also to realize that if you're not training yourself on sponsoring or training yourself on all of these things, you're doing yourself a disservice, especially right now. Because when Scentsy does these join specials, there's 2 types of people that you're going to get on your team, okay? And I want you to know that this has nothing to do with you, so do not hold value in that. Because every single one of us as SSDs, Chloe, Katie, Ray, and I, we've all had both of these types of people, okay? So some people are very hesitant to recruit or to sponsor on these cheap join kits because they feel like the people that join aren't going to want it. And I get that. But Cherise Coleman, who joined less than a year ago, she joined in May last year, has already hit director. She joined on the $15 join kit, I think. Pretty sure she did. A year ago. Less than a year ago. Okay? I know that there are some of you guys that are probably on here that joined on the $15 join kit. And you're a dang rock star. And you're showing up and changing lives, taking names. But then you're also going to get people who join on these cheap kits and never do anything. And that's not your fault if you are training them. I'm going to be honest with you. I sponsored 9 people during the last $15 join kit. And I think 2 of them are still selling. And that's not for a lack of me training them. That's for a lack of them willing to be able to put in the work. Yes. So Melissa Gay says she joined on the $49 kit. I'm a director for 4 years now. Guys, I joined on the $49 kit. That was way before they were ever doing the cheap kits, like the super cheap kits. I joined on the $49 join kit and didn't even know if my credit card was going to go through. So I know that some of you may be hesitant because you feel like people aren't going to take it seriously, but you don't get to decide that for them. You need to offer them that opportunity, regardless. And exactly what Melissa just said again, it only takes one person to completely change your business. And I know that I've had a couple of only one people, like one person joins, and it just creates this type of momentum that is so contagious that the rest of your team just hops on. And I can say this about Sharice again. Sharice has just been a rock star from the beginning, and she had been frustrated at the beginning when she wasn't having people join her team that were like her, that were go-getters, that were ready to hit the ground running. But then she's had some freaking rock stars join her team over the last couple of months that are joining and going from essential to superstar consultant in a month. So don't like put your value in whether or not someone's going to join on the cheap kit and do something about it, okay? Because that's not up to you, and you can't work their businesses for them. Now, this is how I am working with the $20 join kit. Guys, listen to me. Do not be selfish and worry about that PRV that you're not going to get if someone joins your team on the $20 kit instead of buying from you. You get paid on that PRV one time, and if that team member joins your team and you and they are successful, you're going to get paid back on that over and over and over again. Sharice, I was just giving you all the shout outs, so you need to go back and listen later. Melissa, tell me what your click was. So Amber said, that's my worry. I've mentioned to people about joining. Also, the last one, I have best customer, she dropped and really buys from me anymore. And you know what, Amber, I get that, and I know that that can be really, really scary to not know whether or not someone's going to be successful or whether or not someone's not going to buy anymore. And you know, the one thing I can say about that, Amber, is I've had people that have joined my team on a cheap kit, never did anything with it, and then kind of stopped buying for a while, but because I was consistent, they've came back to me. So I want you to not worry about that, and don't even let that be a blip on your radar, because I want you to just keep being consistent, because that is what's going to matter. And people realize if you're going to show up every single day. And if you don't have something, if you're not posting every single day, you need to be doing that. And I know I'm talking a lot about posting. That is not the way I sponsor people. I'm going to be honest. Very rarely do I get anybody that joins my team off of me posting. But because of those posts, I'm staying in the back of their mind. I'm staying relevant. And they know when they think about Scentsy, they're going to think about your girl because I'm consistent. Okay, so I lost my train of thought. Everybody needs to be offered that $20 join kit, okay? Every single person that's buying from you. Every person. You do not need to be taking anybody's order without offering them the opportunity to pay $20 and get paid back on every single one of their purchases. Because listen to me. Every single person that joins your team is not going to be a rock star. And that's okay. You can't want that for them. You need to ask these people when they join your team what they want from this business. Ask them if they just want to buy from themselves or if they want to make this a real business. Because if you push someone to make this a business when all they want to do is buy from themselves, that's going to turn them off and they will quit. Because you can't pressure them to do something that they don't want to do. And I'm also going to say that just because somebody says that they want to only buy from themselves right now, that doesn't mean that one day it's not going to click and they're going to decide, okay, I want to see what this business can do because they've been watching you be consistent. Because let me tell you, when I joined Chloe, I told Chloe, I'm not going to sell anything to anybody else. I'm only joining because this is a cheap kit and because my mom and I are buying that much from you anyway. So I'm not going to sell anything. Don't worry about training me. Don't worry about anything. Like, I don't need to be a blip on your radar. And look at me now. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, look at me. Look at what my thought process when I first joined. I had zero intention of making this a business. I was with another direct sales when I joined Scentsy. I was with another direct sales when I joined Scentsy. And I don't want you to go jump to another direct sales, because I'm here to tell you, and I'm very passionate about this, you can't do more than one and be taken seriously. And that's why I told her, I'm not going to sell anything. I'm not going to do anything like that. I never even announced that I was a consultant, because that I was never going to work this as a business. Literally, Melissa, that's exactly what I told Chloe. I said, my mom and I are already spending, it was $150 at the time. Said, my mom and I are already spending $150 with you. And Chloe was obviously living in Greenville and I was in Hope Mills, and I would have to wait for her to bring the party or have her in-laws get the party from them. And it wasn't like it was bad customer service or anything. It was always pretty quick. But I'm like, how much easier would it be if it could just ship right to me? And that was the whole reason why I joined. And so I don't want you guys to think that just because somebody says that in the beginning, that doesn't mean that's how it's going to be forever. And that's the exact same thing that we've said about saying no for a while. No doesn't mean no forever. No may mean no right now. And let me also just say this. If somebody joins now and they never do anything, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know what those people are going through right now. I mean, most people, if they have a death in their family, or if somebody gets diagnosed with cancer, and I don't say those things to like just talk about them, but I'm just saying, like, in general, you don't know what's going on with these people. And most people, if they don't really know you and trust you, they're not just going to start talking about that for no reason. They're not just going to reach out to you and say that. So you have to realize that there's things that go on behind closed doors that people are never going to share with you. And just because somebody doesn't do something now doesn't mean that they're never going to do anything to be successful. I'm going to come back and like scroll these now that I stopped. Yes, so Beverly says, I'm going to go live and I made a graphic of what Scentsy has given me. Melissa says, I need to start meeting my people where they're at. Edgecombe is super poor. I'm going to take a different approach of why they should join. She touched on it last night, a gallon of paint, a $20 picture. But I'm also going to hit on that. I've had 2K PRV with no parties. It's not a necessity. Absolutely. Last month, guys, listen to me. Last month, I had 5,600 PRV. I had one party. That was it. One. Okay. So Erica says she joined on a cheap kit. I never wanted to do anything, and she almost hit director last month. Yes. So Melissa says, I love parties, but with 4 kids, it's almost impossible. Since he has worked in other ways than having a 3-hour home party, super easy to make money. Absolutely. Right now, home parties aren't even an option, and I don't have very many home parties because most of my people are so on the go. So yeah, Cherie says, Chastity was consistent following up with a sample of Scentsy soak she sent me. I never had any intention of joining. She'd been posting, and Charisse was looking for a hobby. She took the leap on May 28th, and it will work if you're consistent and not pushy. They will do it when it's right for them. Yeah, guys, I never really even asked Charisse to join, but Charisse and I we've actually known each other for a super long time. It's super weird because we actually went to spring break with each other in college to Panama City. And it's almost like I forget that even happened, because that's I was such a different person back then. # sorry for being a bitch back then. Hopefully I'm a lot nicer now. Yeah, so Vicky said that she has people that they don't know if they'll be good at it. So right now, guys, is the absolute perfect time for people to try before they join, because of the fact that they're moving PWS orders right now. So please, guys, if somebody is scared, set them up a freaking Facebook party and do it for them. And then when you have that Facebook party, they can decide, do you want to keep this party? And you can tell them exactly how much they would get paid? Or do you want to let me get paid off of this and you just get free and half off? Now, obviously, if you have a Facebook party and it's on your website, then obviously they're going to need to join on the $59 kit, which is 100% a better option if they can afford that. And I mean, think about it. If you get to if you get to 300 on your Facebook party, somebody do the math for me. I don't really know what it is, but that would be a good teaching point. Somebody to do the math. How much of a party would you have to have? How big of a party would you have to have for your $59 kit to only be $20? Somebody tell me that in the comments. Yeah, Charisse wasn't even a repeat customer. She bought once from a party. Yep. And because she was referred to me by somebody. And her friend used to do Scentsy and she doesn't do it anymore, and that's okay. Allie said she keeps getting rejected. First of all, they're not rejecting you. They are rejecting the opportunity. Listen to me, Allie. Change that mindset, girl. And I'm not just talking to you, because I know there's other people on here that probably saw that comment and agree with that. But listen to me. They are not rejecting you. They are rejecting the opportunity. So don't stress over that, okay? Keep consistent. Keep a list of those people. Those people will come full circle, okay? Yeah, very few parties. Follow-ups. Okay, so Katrina has said that she had 1,200 PRV, one party, the rest was follow-ups, and she double promoted to director. Heck yes, girlfriend. Heck yes. So yes, I think a $300 party would get you the join kit for the host to join, would get it for you. Because if you do a $200 party, then the kit is $39. So I just want you to think about that. Melissa says, recruiting your best customers is super scary. I have a lady that spends $200 to $300 every month. I told her last night it's time, and she joined. Yeah, absolutely, guys. It is time for your best customers to join, because like I said, if they're going to join and they are going to buy from themselves, that's still going to be residual money and residual income to your team. And you need those hobbyists. I want to put it this way, guys. I have almost 100 frontline. Almost. Because I'm working very, very intentionally and very hard to get to 100 frontline. Okay? But I want you to realize that statistically, about 50% of your frontline is going to be active every month. Only about 50%. So if you only have 5 frontline, you can't expect all 5 of them to be rock stars putting in orders, $200 orders or whatever, every single month. You need those people that are just hobbyists. And it's okay for them to just be hobbyists. You don't need to put that on them. Okay, so Kelsey said when she did her party, it was like a $400 party, and I think she did pay $200. Yeah, so $390 should be about the amount. So I also want you guys to realize that if they're a host, they don't have to do the $20 kit. I had a freaking rock star who joined yesterday, or joined on the 1st. Yeah, joined on the 1st. She's only bought from me one time. I spoiled the heck out of her when she ordered, because she ordered almost $200 worth of stuff. I sent her a big goodie pack. She texted me, or she was messaging me some questions on the 1st. And I said, but look, and it was literally at the same time. It was totally a God moment. And I messaged her, and she was asking me about diffusers and this, that, and the other. And I said, hey, but have you ever thought about joining? Like, there's literally a $20 join kit. And she was like, send me the info. So I sent her the info, and I showed her the difference between the $59 kit, the $99 kit, and the $20 kit. She joined on the $99 because she knew she wanted to take this business seriously. So don't just say because it's $20, that's the only kit that they can join on. Sometimes it takes those people like seeing, okay, $20, $59, $99. Yeah, so Christy, I know I've personally sponsored people that have told me no for years. Years. Yes, set those goals higher. We need those active people 100%. And Ivy, if they don't want to join, don't force them. It's okay. Like, it's okay if people don't want to join right now, because guys, people come back all the time. I have a girl that that I have been talking to for years, guys. And I mean, I'm not giving up on her. She's going to join my team eventually. She's going to join it eventually. And I've been trying to get her to join so hard, not for me, but because I know it could bless her, and because she has all these parties for me. She has like 2 or 3 a year, and they're always really good. And guys, that's the thing that some people don't realize, is I want you guys to really think about, people will say, well, when I have a party, only so many people buy. Well, that's because you're having a party for somebody else. Once you make that switch and people realize that you are the one that's owning the business, you are the one that they're really going to be supporting. Because with a party, they're supporting you, but they're not supporting you as much as if they joined. You know what I mean? Like, some people, like, for instance, guys, and I want you to realize this. I don't have it all figured out. My parents still think this is a joke. My parents don't. My stepmom just started buying from me about a year ago. My brother was posting about a diffuser that he ordered on Amazon. So I don't want you guys to feel like, oh, I just have it all together, because a lot of times your family are going to be the ones that don't support you right away. And that's okay. You're going to keep pushing. So Kelsey said she thought about joining for years and made excuses. Once coronavirus happened, she was out of a job and she was more open to this opportunity. So Kelsey is one of my new people as well. She is already certified. She is a hairdresser and obviously couldn't work right now. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, Kelsey found me from Instagram. I'd never met her before. Never. She found me on Instagram and bought a mystery bag from me. And that's where these things started. So you have to realize that you have to build relationships with people. And it's not, and I never like, oh, Kelsey, let me recruit this girl that bought a mystery bag from me. No, that wasn't on my mind. My mind was, this is a new customer and I'm going to treat her like freaking gold. You treat every customer like they're your only customer, and people are going to know, like, and trust you. And when they know, like, and trust you, that's when they're going to feel comfortable enough to join your team. 2,000 PRV. Heck yes, girl. Proud of you. Yep, Melissa, she joined on that $99 kit for more product. Kim said, plant the seed. Amen. Guys, I'm not a gardener, because the only plant I could keep alive is that aloe vera warmer. When you first talk to somebody, you are planting a seed. And when you go and plant a garden, I don't know all the gardening terms. Most of you guys probably do, but that's just I'm not a homemaker. When you plant a seed, you've got to water it. You've got to nurture it. You've got to talk to it. My neighbors literally talk to their garden. Think of sponsoring like that. The day you plant the seed is not the day you get the fruit. So all of these sponsoring conversations that you're having right now that maybe don't come full circle, they can come full circle this fall. They can come full circle a year from now if you stay consistent. But know that. Alana said she had never intention of doing direct sales. And guys, I never really had any intention of doing direct sales. And Alana was just somebody that I felt like had a really good personality. I built a relationship with her. I asked her, she had a party first so that she could try it to see how she likes it. And that's the great thing about this business, especially with the host to join kit. Vanessa says that her husband thinks it's a joke. Well, number one, a lot of husbands feel that way at first. My husband really didn't have buy-in until I took him to Disney World for free. And I also have talked to a lot of girls that say that their husbands aren't supportive. And I think one reason why some husbands aren't supportive is because they feel like they're competing with it. I don't know if, I'm not saying that's your situation, but I know for me, Chase is very much the girl in our relationship, and he knows that. And I'm not saying anything that he doesn't know. He likes attention, and he doesn't like to have to compete with my attention. And so he felt like since he was taking that away. And so I had to be really intentional with setting a date night, having business hours, or having one night a week where I don't touch anything with Cincy. We sit on the couch and watch a show together or whatever. And honestly, I feel like a lot of really open communication with why this is important to you, why this is important to me, and let him get involved if they are feeling like it's a joke. I totally get it. There's a lot of stigma behind direct sales, but I mean, I would be more than happy for my husband to come on here and talk to you guys. If you guys have like some pointers or some points that you want a man to talk about, I will absolutely have him come on here and talk about that. If you haven't watched my live, have your husband watch that. That was all unfiltered on my Facebook page. I actually uploaded it to YouTube as well last night. So that was all unfiltered. I didn't tell him anything to say. So this is kind of went sideways. Yes, Melissa. See, and I'm so glad. I'm not glad that people's family doesn't support, but it's very, very true. Like, and that's one thing that I think a lot of people get really butthurt about, is that their closest friends and family don't support them right away. And I don't remember which episode this is. Oh, I think it's a Trent Shelton episode. Look him up on a podcast, and it's called, like, I think it's like Why Your Supporters Aren't Supporting You or something. Go listen to that, because that's a really good thing. That's a really good, like, mindset one to listen to. And you know what, Veronica, you do prove him wrong. And sometimes people are just going to be really negative, and they're going to be haters, and haters, like, I ain't got time for them. And just because somebody's family doesn't mean that you have to entertain anything that's toxic to you. And I want you guys to realize that. You don't have to entertain things that are toxic to you. So Holly said her sister-in-law bought from her the first time she's been with Cincy for 3 years. Yeah, I mean, my stepmom literally just started buying from me just recently. Allie, I would love to meet you in person. Oh gosh, girl. Christina says 3,600 PRV. I've been here 6 weeks. Okay, Dan Rockstar, share with us on Guide to Growth what you've been doing, please. Tips on meeting and talking to new people. Well, right now it's very difficult just because it's hard to go places. But I would suggest joining groups on Facebook for like interests of yours, not because you're going to go in there and say you sell Cincy, but because you need to be building relationships. Building relationships is where this is going to happen. So anything that you can do to do that. Kimberly Paluto is on YouTube, P-U-L-I-T-O. I want to say that her name on YouTube is it's the fragrance something. I don't know what it's called. She did a world tour training on meeting new people. Go watch that. Yes, and so let me talk about what Kelsey just said. Kelsey said, our conversation started because I said my husband was going to kill me for ordering too much because I kept giving samples. So she texted me and said, oh my gosh, I love all of this. My husband is going to kill me because I keep wanting to order stuff. And I was like, well, girl, like, join and buy from yourself. It was literally, it wasn't like, it was a very natural thing for me to say, because I wasn't being salesy. I wasn't trying to get her to join for me. I was trying to get her to join for her. And that's why a lot of people join, because they want to buy from themselves, and their husbands get mad when they buy. And like, if you think about it, you're making 25% back, even if you're just buying from yourself once you're certified. So realize that the conversation I had with Kelsey wasn't like a scary conversation. Like, I wasn't going to die if she said no. I didn't die. You're not going to die because somebody tells you no. And just like what I told Allie earlier, they're not telling you no. They're telling the opportunity no. So take yourself out of it. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them not being ready for the opportunity. But every time that you don't ask somebody because you think that they don't want to join, you're being selfish, and you don't get to make that decision for them. We get to make decisions for our kids, because if not, they'd probably die by doing stupid shit. But you don't get to make decisions for other adults. You don't get to decide if this is going to be for them or not. So don't do that. So Vanessa says she's been working on somebody for a year and she's going to join. Yeah, girl. Yeah, so Katrina said she had the option to do the $99 kit or the $49 kit. And when she looked at the comparison, she did the bigger one. And that's all up to you guys. Like, give people those options. Yes, Amber. Yes, Amber. She said the day you plant the seed is not the day you get the fruit. Yeah. And sponsoring is not a marathon. I mean, a sprint. It is a marathon. You have to train. Sandy said her sister won't share her stuff. Yep. So Vanessa, I get that. My husband also says that I'm on my phone too much. So what I'd really have to do is, and it makes a big difference when I do this. So, he doesn't like it, like when he first comes home and I'm still on my phone or whatever else. So I literally put my phone down, I put it away, and I give him some intentional time, because he's very much like a female in that way. And I'm not like that. That doesn't bother me, but it bothers him. And so I had to be intentional, because me being a workaholic, I would be doing all the things all the time, because that's just who I am. And Allie, you are so, so fortunate that your fiance is supporting you from the get-go. That makes a lot of difference. You are so, so fortunate. Yes, Christy. She said her boyfriend supports her and her parents, encouraging my brother to join too. Heck, yeah, it's not only for women. And guys, I'm going to be honest. People would rather buy from a man any day, because they feel like a man is going to be more honest. Not that we're not honest, but like they trust a man before they trust a woman. And that's honestly why I had Chase come on there, because people want to hear from men. Yeah, the family doesn't need to be your best customer base. Expand outside of that. Cherie said, I'm so thankful. Quentin watched it on his own, and I'm so thankful y'all shared. It's definitely an adjustment, but once they know how much it makes you happy, they will be supportive. I'm so glad you shared that with me, Cherie. Like, and that's why I did it, because I just feel like there's not enough out there about husbands being supportive. So Kylia, I think that's how you say your name. She said my family thinks we get stuff for free and wonder why I don't just give them stuff, but they also order randomly. So let me say this. And I want you really to like, and I'm not just saying this to her, I'm also saying this like out loud for other people. You run a business. And if you opened your own like storefront, they wouldn't expect you to just give everything away for free. So remember that. And don't feel guilty when you don't give it to them for free. Because I don't give my family stuff for free. Gifts, Christmas, birthdays, Mother's Day. Heck yeah, I don't buy anything from anybody else. You're getting Scentsy. I don't really know what else to tell you. That's what you're getting. But besides that, this is a business. You can't make money if you're just giving everything away for free. They can host a party and get it for free. Bye. Building relationships. Oh, good. Okay, so Kimberly Paluto's name is the Fragrance Collective. She's really, really good. Mandy, I don't really have, if you go look at my YouTube channel, I have a bunch of different videos on sponsoring about what to say, how to handle objections, stuff like that. Do you add random people on social media you don't know, not people that were referred, like people in those ads? Honestly, it just depends on what you are going for. I really don't, but that's because I have very, very loyal customers that are referring me. And that's also why I don't, so if anybody on here has added me on Facebook, that's why I'm not accepting any more Facebook requests. You can follow us, but Facebook has a limit on how many friends you can have, and I have to save that for customers. So I add people like that I know or that we have mutual friends and I'm going to build a relationship with them. But I would just watch her videos on how to build your customer base. Cherie said she genuinely got to know a lot of people. Yeah, and that's exactly it. Like, I had a ton of acquaintances, but I didn't know anything about them. It was just like a social media reel. But now I actually know people. I know their kids. I know what they're going through. It's made me be such a good person. Yeah, I mean, of course our husbands, sometimes they don't support, but then they love the way that it smells. Yeah. Yes, Christy. Yes. So she said her friend can't afford it. She gave her the option to join. Throw her a Facebook party. I'm telling you. Facebook parties right now are life because everybody's on social media. Yes, Miranda. Miranda said her sponsor mentioned joining to me twice in 6 months, and she joined 2 days ago. Yeah, Sandy, intentional time is so important because, guys, there's not a sense of emergency. Your team members aren't going to die. Your customers are going to help you. Your customers are going to be there. You just let them know, hey, sorry, I was spending time with my family. If it takes you a couple hours to get back to them, let them know that. It's okay. Yes, Tiffany. So she's talking about having a big order, hosting a party. I would definitely say when you host parties, or get your host to send you their wish list, anything and everything they want. And then set a really large party goal. Set a party goal that's large. Tell them what they need to reach for. Give them small little goals to sell 3 combine and saves today, etc. So Katrina said when they have their aha moment, absolutely. It is a game changer. I mean, I'm not going to say that we don't like have fights over Scentsy sometimes, because we do. I'm not going to lie. But it a lot of times comes down to me communicating and me like not involving him, or me not being intentional with my time with him. So yes, Amy. So, I mean, that's just so awesome. Yep, Sandy, don't give anybody anything for free. You can give gifts to people, but I'm not giving anybody just free full-size stuff. Obviously, I give people samples, but yep. Vanessa said, my daughter is on the fence and she loves the products and talks about them all the time. How can I get her on board? I'm going to go back to this again. Have her host her own Facebook party. That's one thing. I would also total up everything she's ever bought full price. Tell her how much money she could have made back on that. That's one thing. If you have a best customer, total up everything they've bought and tell them what 20% commission of that would have been, what they would have made. I have customers that have spent way more than $1,000. They would have already been certified. So Edward said, as for your family wanting free, tell them that you use your free and half off stuff for your customers. Yeah, absolutely. And my people know that. And my people know that I'm using my free and half off to spoil my customers. My people that are supporting my business. Girl, yeah, Sandy says her ex-husband buys from me. You don't even want to know about the amount of exes and related exes and all the things that are going on in my team, and it's a situation. So we'll talk about that later. So Tiffany said, seeing my twin do so well made it easier for my fiance. He's not 100%, but he's a lot more supportive. Yes, you are twins. Oh, she doesn't like social media. I don't like social media either, but I do it because it supports my business. Yes. Okay, so I'm sorry, this lasted a whole lot longer than what I had wanted to talk about, but I appreciate you guys being on and engaged. So, if you guys want my husband and or any of the other husbands to come on here and talk about some like tips or things like that, I would love for you guys to tell us or to tell me some things that you want to hear about, and I can absolutely have him do that. So I didn't realize who this is. That twin Tiffany? You really are the twin, Christina? Because there's like a whole situation in our group where there's a girl named Tiffany Green, and that's not Tiffany Green that said that. That's a different Tiffany. So there's a Tiffany Green that is a director in Scentsy, and she has a twin that's identical, but legit, your girl had no idea that that was a thing. Like, I didn't know she was a twin. And then I see them somewhere, but not together. Like, I saw them at one of our farm events, and like, it was very obvious they were wearing different clothes. And I was so freaking confused. Like, so confused. Yeah, and I knew that it was Tiffany and Kaylin, but then I didn't realize, I saw that Tiffany up there, and then it was like a different Tiffany. That's so funny. So, okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to make a post. I'm going to create a little graphic real quick, and I'm going to make a post, and I want you guys to post all the questions and like things that you guys want one of the men to come on and talk about. I bet I can get some of the other husbands to come on and do that as well. They're all pretty supportive when it comes to that. So anyway, I'm going to get off here because I was talking way longer than I wanted to. And I'm going to do the post, and I want you guys to post either like questions, suggestions, something that you want them to talk about. Okay. Have a great Sunday, guys. I am praying over all of your businesses. Please post all of the things that you guys are doing that are helping, because remember, sharing is caring. Teamwork makes the dream work. And that's the type of culture that we have created. So I love y'all.